Of all the USAID AID food aid, our farmers have about $10 billion of that. And they had contracts. So it was one guy I saw on Instagram flipping out. He's going, we just signed a $250,000 contract. This my money got frozen.
Because they've already grown and shipped.
Yes.
And are waiting to be paid.
But he froze all the money.
Yes.
So you've got a clusterfuck.
Bankrupting some farms right now because they can't.
Which is what he did last time. He did the same thing last time. He put all the tariffs on China. China canceled all its contracts with our farmers. The farmers went bankrupt, 24% increase in bankruptcies, and the U.S. taxpayer had to come up with like $32 billion to bail farmers out. Yeah. This guy, guys, I don't know what you were thinking, man. Say what you will about Joe Biden. He had 50 years of experience. He had a crew around him that was competent. We brought inflation down at the peak of everything. He got the supply chain going. He fixed shit. He fixed it. And now we got this asshole that's just breaking shit left and right. And you guys are fine with it. I don't get it. Like, when did you people get so stupid?
Yeah.
Like, when did you not start thinking through shit? USAID, it's going to fuck us worldwide. Not only that, but you're now opening the door for terrorism worldwide. Yeah. So we don't even have we can't even, just imagine the intel we lose. In
addition to inviting Putin to the White House and putting Tulsi Gabbard, who's a Putin sympathizer and an Assad sympathizer, in to lead all of our intelligence agencies.
Oh my God.
Do you understand the information that she will be privy to? And this is someone who is friendly with terrorist countries.
But what about everybody else? Cash Patel, a guy who's the most inexperienced person possible to put in charge of the FBI. Pete Hegseth is a fucking news guy. He's a fake news guy on Fox. What do we do? He's got Nazi tattoos on his chest. We showed it in the Armageddon update. Yeah. I don't understand. It's weird because here's the problem. We've never had this before. We've never had someone that flat out said, I'm going to take over and become a dictator. Yeah. This guy has.
Actually.
So we don't have a mechanism. There's no, we needed a group of dictator police that just kind of hung out. They didn't do shit until this happened. They just, in case of dictatorship, break glass is what we needed.
The's no Justice League for real. Okay?
We need some Avengers that are just now, they hang out, they work out, they're in the gym all the time. They're, with Tony Stark, they're doing new
throwing
weapons.
shields and
then
things.
dictator. Now we got to go, guys. But we don't have that.
Yeah,
and so I think we're heading towards a very bad road in a sense that because here's what I think the plan is. So no one goes out of their way to piss off this many people this fast unless they want a reaction. Now, he's always said he wanted to impose martial law. We have witnesses who said that after the first term that he wanted to impose martial law. What it needs is he needs a big giant protest against him. And then Hegseth will sick the military on them. And then we'll have martial law imposed. Once martial law is imposed, everything gets shut down. We're fucked. Once martial law is imposed, then he can run roughshod over every single law. And the Supreme Court that he stacked will back him up. At that point, I don't know what to do. At that point, I think we're in something really bad. I think we're in like a civil war of some sort.
There has to be.
We got to slice California off. We just need to get a good, good skill saw.
He's not obeying court orders.
Right. He's not obeying the laws.
And once that's allowed to proceed, it's over.
Here's okay. So the ICE numbers are low, right? ICE. Okay.
Oh, he's mad about this. So he's fired and relocated heads of ICE.
So this is a kind of a silver lining.
The ICE is low?
The ICE numbers are low.
Yeah. Deportation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So 14,000.
So this is a little example, a little heads up about how physically, if it comes to a civil war and he's going to impose martial law and Hegseth and all the military, how when it actually happens, I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think the right side is going to win.
Oh, I think that's just history.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Here's the problem is that we are all, and I see it very evidently in my own family, that most people in America are getting, in the world, I guess, are getting their news from social media. And they're in an algorithm. I will sit next to him while he's scrolling through his Instagram, and I don't recognize that Instagram. It is not at all
Motorbike.
Guy dying,
guys falling off
guy
buildings,
getting
guys
slammed in face.
Yeah.
Volleyball girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mine. AOC.
Oh God. Oh God. So we are all being delivered, spoon-fed to very different realities. And it's presented as the truth.
Right.
Mhm.
And so everyone, not everyone, but I think in our family thinks that they are standing up for the good, for what's right. They're not getting all this information.
Yeah.
And
They're not trying to get it either.
well, I mean, I don't think that everyone realizes that they need to. I think they think that they're going and they're reading very legitimate looking articles and they're watching very legitimate looking news. And so we're just by nature very suspicious. Comedians in general.
Comedians in general, right?
And so I think that they think they are doing their due diligence by going and watching that news and reading those articles. And so the reason why he says things that he says where we're like, that is so obviously bullshit. 50 million condom bombs.
Yeah.
He's just delivering that little data point, and that's what is going to be put into their algorithm.
A lot of the right wingers don't think, unless it hits them personally, then they don't really believe it, which I think is going to eventually happen. Like just reality is going to set in. Like all the shit he's creating, all of these like.
Well, here's the thing: with his first term, he had to do what he wanted a second term, so he had to kind of play ball to get voted in the second term because he didn't know this time he doesn't. This is it. So he has to go full fucking bore. What we also, one of the scariest things, there was a pundit that got on. He said the scariest thing about, they said, what was the scariest thing about him getting elected? He goes, the inauguration when Bezos, Musk, and Zuckerberg,
Google,
and everybody was there.
He
goes because
cabinet.
Yes, in front of the people that they were in the first row
before them.
He said that means that means the propaganda machine he has is everybody.
Yeah.
There was Tim Cook. Everybody was there. Tim Cook looked very upset. So what he's basically done is now he's just weaponized all the information. So not only is we have the news, which nobody watches anymore because everyone has their phone. And then we have AI on top of it. Then we have, people get misinformation all day long. And then we got Russian bots. There is such a perfect storm of mis and disinformation that we're fucked. Like when there's anybody can hold up anything and say, no, you're wrong. We're done now. And the only way that ends is if an EMP, a nuclear EMP that wipes out all the electronics. Yeah. And then we go, okay, now what's happening?
New social media. Yay.
Well, take this note, get on the horse and take this note. Then it becomes The Postman with Kevin Costner. So the perfect storm, AI and now, ChatGPT, we are and ChatGPT, people keep thinking AI knows everything. Well, no, it only knows what it's being told, and it repeats it back. So if you start giving it misinformation, it's going to tell you, and then that becomes the fact.
So it's going to get dumber and dumber. Might be.
After Red, White, and Blue Land, I find it hard to get dumber. But then again, he's proven me wrong every fucking time.
It's probably on Google already for Greenland.
Because you need to be comfortable in the apocalypse.
I like that you've just accepted it.
Civil War is not easy, people. You're going to need to be comfy.